All right, so I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Super pumped for this review. We're not doing intros really anymore. Like and subscribe, all that. That's all you need to know. Okay, and check out the video description. But this is big news. This comes from Spirit of Vengeance Volume 2, Issue 5. Just dropped. My favorite Ghost Rider in history is back, son. Robbie Reyes has returned. Now let's talk about what's going on, okay? And if you want me to catch you up on issues 1 through 4 so you have further context to everything going on in the story, let me know in the comment section down below. But it really starts off explaining how any innocent blood spilled causes the creation of a Ghost Rider. But not all Ghost Riders are good or come from this origin. And right now, Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch are going around hunting Vengeance, a spirit they are a little worried about because obviously there's several different origins. With that in play, anything can happen. And because of that, they're currently trying to hunt him down, but they're not the only ones doing that, as he's trying to get back to his original host, Michael. Now, we see the Ghost Riders engage with a group of mercenaries called Death Row. Now, it's not really important who they are because it's not exactly a big popping group, but they do have powers and equipment that makes them capable of battling these Ghost Riders. And they make it clear. They're like, look, we don't really care about vengeance. We don't really care about the spirits. We're actually just doing this for the money. Like, we're just strictly chasing the bag. And as they're fighting, Death Row actually at certain points is hurting Ghost Rider. He's like, oh shit, like you might actually chip the bone right there. That must mean the weapons and what you guys are using currently have to, bare minimum, be damned weapons. Now, this is an important point to me, and it's something I want to briefly talk about because for years we've heard only things that can hurt a Ghost Rider is a weapon from heaven, a holy weapon. Well, that's not true, obviously. We've seen them get dropped off before, but on top of this, damned weapons can hurt them as well, which is an interesting aspect to their lore that a lot of people either don't know or they purposely leave out. But yeah, they definitely can be hurt from weapons from both heaven and hell. However, when you do that, you really risk Ghost Rider taking your shit from you because his ability to command powers of the damned are practically unrivaled. Now, Death Row does kind of cook Johnny Blaze in an argument, and they're like, look, you could have killed us like 3 separate times during this fight, but you chose not to, which tells us that when it comes to catching bodies and like killing people for the love of the game, that's not actually who you are. And they make a valid point because they're like, look, that tells us that you probably joined your spirit because you had to. Like, it was not consensual. And because it wasn't consensual, because it wasn't something that you're really naturally good at, that's going to come back to haunt you. And I agree with that. He's not the best host. He's not the most capable host. He's the OG. That's why people love him. But he has his flaws as a host, and it could definitely be exploited. Now, then we see the doctor who hired them, right? Dr. Kumar. He's facing the spirit of vengeance, as vengeance has arrived looking for Michael. And I'm not gonna lie, Dr. Kumar keeps it G. He's like, yo, I'll tell you straight up. If you let me take your spirit, take your power, I will let your host Michael live. But right now he's absolutely getting cooked. So if you don't make a play, you're done. And Vince is like, yo, I don't know why you're so tough right now. Like, I don't know why you're talking like this. But we're about to find out what you actually are. He's like, I'm not buying that you're human, but I'm going to be able to tell what you are. And he picks him up and he's like, you should have known better than to try me because, looking in the eyes of a spirit of a vengeance, you know what that does. And Dr. Kumar goes, actually, I think it should be you who should be more concerned. And immediately Ghost Rider, or Vengeance rather, falls to his knees. Like, he's starting to get folded. And we see in Ghostworks Lab, Dr. Kumar has technology, ability to download a Ghost Rider. Think about that. The ability to upload and download the Spirit of Vengeance. Reminds me of when Maker was out here downloading abstracts. Like, that's an insane level of tech. So the power of vengeance is currently literally being hacked and downloaded over Wi-Fi. That's when we see Michael crawl over to Vengeance and ends up picking him up. He's like, yo, look, you always complain, you separate from me, but when it's time to be clutch, I gotta clutch up, even when you are on the mission to save me. This is when Vengeance really starts talking to Michael. And he's like, look, I know we're a joke in terms of how we were created. Like, Mephisto made us to be a mockery of Zarathos and Johnny Blaze. But Mike, we've been worth way more than that. And we see them truly merge. He took a spirit he was using that was already corrupted and uses it to merge. They ascend from where they once stood as host and spirit, becoming like a supercharged, amped up Ghost Rider. And this transformation, again, is only further enhanced by absorbing the likes of Kowalski, who was already corrupted, already evil, but just casually, like, absorbing other spirits and spirits of vengeance, tears of power, you can argue. That's pretty incredible. Now, we see all these spirits are currently in trouble, though. Like, this was just signaling for a far bigger iceberg, with that iceberg being I'm not gonna lie, the spirit of violence. Like, it sounds pretty simple, but that's what it is. So the spirit of vengeances are currently being hunted by what's called the spirit of violence. Violence versus vengeance. Very simple, very archetypal, but again, that's kind of what these beings are. And they have to seek out someone called Linda Littletrees to see if she could potentially have tech and ways to help them, because right now they might get dunked on. Like, it's not looking good for them. The spirit of violence is definitely capable. I mean, Dr. Kumar, someone working for him, literally was about to download one of them. It's pretty bad. And they don't even know if Linda's alive right now. She easily could have been killed. But now we're going to cut to the hype part, okay? We go over to the God Query. And we see Phantasma, right? Who is a spirit of vengeance that Robbie Reyes had coached up back in the day to kind of help mold her powers. And she can create portals and shit, go anywhere. Like, the God Query's outside of creation. This is absurd to just run to. That's disgusting. She's running there and she's like, oh shit, ever since I got my teleportation powers and portals, I had once ended up here, I was scared I wasn't going to be able to get back. But I'm glad I'm back. And we look into the dark, and surrounded by creatures just holding his tools, we see Robbie going good, because there's work to be done. That's right. Robbie Reyes, the All Rider, the multiversal Ghost Rider, is back. Spirit of Violence wants smoke. Robbie's here for it, okay? I'm so fucking pumped, dude. You guys don't understand. I love Robbie Reyes as a character. One of my favorite characters ever. And the fact he's back, oh my God, this is peak. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this comic issue, let me know. If you enjoyed my narration and take on it, let me know. And if you want to see the issues pulling up to this one to catch you guys up on the story, I can do that as well if you show enough love. But yeah, anyways, it's been your host, Dr. Splash. And remember, it's Yancey Street, bitches.